One day I want to mark where straight is with this webcam. Okay. So, my scale. I have 4 VTubers I would like to try and sketch today. Marine, Sakura Miko, Serene Dark, and Ursa. This would be the first time I've attempted to sketch people or VTubers with full body sketch. So over the weekend I found 4 of them. I've gotten my scale set up. I've gotten the piece of paper. I'm going to turn the transparency, which should be there's a way to do that. Let me see if I can. Occupation, just so I can see the paper a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to zoom in here. Good. We have our scale, which I can flip up and down. What I want to do is get the overall scale set up. So right now I have it against this 1, 6, 12, 13 rings. I'm going to move the scale over here, attach it up here, line you up against that ring, against this mark, and we're going to have you edit until you are down to 13 here. Okay, just starting that out. So 13, that way it matches the scale on my. That's a little bit too much. There we go. That works perfectly, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to the first ring. This is true to the first ring, but to the box. So a little bit less like that. That works. That should be fine. Okay, so this is the scale we will be working with. I want to flip you so left and right. There you go. 1 is at the top, 6 is at the bottom. Now we're going to start with the head. So the head is about, put you here, 1.5 pencil, 1.5, because this is your 2 line right here. So that means 1 and yeah, about 1. But the hat is 1 inch. So if we match it like this, from the base of the hat down will be base of the hat. Maybe not base of that, but from this part down, I see us at 1/2. Great. I wish I was having to go too far in to see this. I see this mark, which is the 1 inch, and the lettering here. About this is about half a way of there. It's about here is where the chin, a little bit smoother. Okay, so top of the head to chin, there, and width-wise, let's rotate it here. The edge of where the ponytail will be to the edge here. Sorry, I just want to bring this up a little bit. We are looking at almost 1.5, really. Like, that's pretty close to half, maybe 400. Here, connect. This is the first time I've attempted this type of method, so I'm just hoping I don't do it too wrong. You know, I don't wanna anger the VTuber. Okay, I feel like this line is here to make it, and for the face, so it should be about halfway. 18, so halfway, 9, so it's almost 2. So this should work. Yeah, it looks about half. Good. Okay, now, still roughly fits everything in it. So, start the curve part. Okay. Seems fine with that. Let's get the eye. You know what's awesome? She only has 1 eye. So I'm probably making the other eye look consistent or similar to the other eye. So I can draw 1 eye and then the eye patch. And then we draw the hair. And once we feel comfortable moving away from the face, I will work on the shoulders and neck placement. So let's get rid of this section. That should really just this above. This is where the base of the mouth should be. That way it's enough space from here to here. Great. Let's flip this back to its original spot. Yes. 1, 2. I'm looking at. Wish there was a way to get you. So this is the one which is off the page, off the face. And not perfect. That's your one, which correlates with the middle of the bow. You don't have a big neck. You actually have a very short neck. About 200 would be from the base of the mouth, bottom lip to the chin. Work. But then to get the top of the mouth, we're looking at like a 300. Go back. Go back. No. 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 Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Yes. We are looking at about a. Just gotta move me so I can see where the place you down. Because this is about half. So 2 tip marks at half the base, and then width-wise, we are looking at about almost half the scale with use this. We have a shorter oval. Down here. And then you got the teeth. Get 2. Okay. Now it's time for the eyes placement and the hair. Sorry. So about half of the scale distance between the eye patch and I would say the white spot of the eye. The edge up there to there. And for the eye itself, again, half, because the ending of the eye is blocked by this hair piece, which is actually, you know what? I want to give props to the artist for this, because half the time I feel like they would still show the eye here, but they actually have it blocked. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that, but in a lot of anime, they will still show the eye as like an outline, or the hair going underneath the eye as a layer. But they didn't do that. They actually, you can see everything as the hair is layered over top of the face and not behind the face, which is actually really cool. So the white part is here, and you are about halfway again with the hair. And then for the eyeball height, we are looking at 1, 2, 3 ticks. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, does that make sense? I actually think you might be shorter. I think that line is just doing blur. Actually, it might be shorter. That actually right way that the eye is. I actually have this picture also on my phone, so I'm gonna zoom in my phone to also look. Wait, I don't have to. I have you open up here, so I can zoom in a little bit better, not have you all grainy. So it's a corner football here. So if I were to, I would say you start here, eyebrow, and then curve here. And a pat like here. So to there. It's eyebrow here. Now it's more of a curve, straight line. Great. Now I'm gonna back out of you. I see 2 colors. Oh, I have to use my phone actually. Then my desktop. Because I have all of these pictures. Well, I have some of them saved because plans. Yeah, you know what? My phone has a better, and not the best going in, but it has a better zoom function. What I mean is clearly there is a line there where the color changes. I'm trying to look at the pupil because I can't tell if it's a cat pupil, whether it's a little bit stretched out, if it's a circle, or it looks like an oval like this. Nice. Here. This is a different color. Right where it kind of meets you. Right? Yes. So right where it meets the eyebrow and speculums. Here. There. That looks better. This will be part of it. Okay. Now it's the eye patch. Right? It will look better once we enter the second phase. Right? Get rid of a lot of the pencil marks. But right now, I want to do the outline of the eye patch. So let's get back to here. The eye patch is... It's a good measuring point. It's from the edge of here to there, which means it's a full ruler. That's the center kinda is a full ruler from the edge of the face to the center. So full ruler, edge to the center. You just were half point where the eye patch should here. Did I do something wrong? Another hair here. There. You're looking at about half. I guess that kind of matches. But that would shorten the distance between here and here, wouldn't it? I guess it's not exact. I guess it actually kind of works. This is your edge of your patch. This is the height of it. So the height of the patch is out. I passed the watch. We're looking at about next to the, I can see 4 range, which fits the eye itself. Right, it's a little bit bigger than the eye because it goes up to the eye. Brow, which kind of matches. It's a little bit. They have that part here, this way, right? Yeah, base you're here, straight line this here, traps your base here, that's where the hair meets it, hair, be about there, and this line, hair is just this. Okay, let's do your hair, which if this is the top part, right, then about here, point where all the hair should be coming to. So here up to the eye, there, another, which is right by the brow, or not eyebrow, eyelash. That's get rid of this midline space here. Yeah. There we go. Now the other side, the eye patch, straight line there. That widens at the center, connects these two, and then just like the other one, eye here, connect this. Okay. I don't know the design for the eye patch. Like I'm not sure what it is. Is it a griffin? Kind of looks like a dragon, something with wings and maybe a tornado. So how do I do the eye patch? This method. And what I mean by that, tiny nose is right here. Okay, with the way we've done it, like we then need to shorten this, get more of a wider, but more stretched than I do. So I think the eye and the hair is right between me and my mouth. If I'm right, that kind of comes out a little bit, not too. It's still stand by that placement, which means this should be nose should line up the same problem having, which is that I think the round cheek on the left is right. It's the second cheek on the right that's the problem. So here's, and then it's here. It kind of works. Oh, here, but it's this part face round. It's a little on the chin. It doesn't look right. Because if you do the chin, it'd be here to here. Because it's the center of the mouth is actually it's a little bit wrong. Alright, not wrong. My drawing, not it's not symmetric. You have this line is closer to the edge. This line is further away. And this is more of a straight line. That's more here. This that, but it goes this way. That doesn't look. See, the head is too slanted. Like the neck should be more here. The way I've drawn, which means drawing like this. But this sharp part doesn't exist on the model, so it's just a curve. This curve. Maybe I need to make the mouth wider. Not a big V, a slight V, because where the tongue is, it's more of a like this. And then this goes about with the neck. Let's confirm the neck. That looks fine. Because let me see if I can get a closer picture. Because sometimes, yes, it's a little bit. Oh, you have the. What do you want to call it? You call it. It's almost like a tulip shape. It's wider. It slants down. This. I don't want to call it. I just call it a tulip shape because the other thing is cheap. Right there. This would be your toes. Ooh, this works better. Yeah, because actually you have a little bit more of a brown cheek. Or did the model change? Am I working on the same model? With the same model, or did she change the model? That way it changed the face. This one has more of a hip hop vibe versus a pirate vibe. Actually, that's more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Mad Hatter vibe? Alice in the Wonderland? Victorian? Not Victorian. The hat. thing I'm thinking of, the hair with the bows and that one. She's more of a round face here, more of a straight round. That doesn't look right either because it's too square. Too much. I think that works. So, okay, so for the mouth, there we go. This one, she has more of a rounder cheek, and it's further down. So instead of here, it's here. This one, what happened? I don't know. Zoom back out. She was past the hip hop one, then past the skirt one, past the two different eye color. This still be a curve, but the curve here, that's too wide. I'm making them too long. How do they make the face so short? I have a hard time with just a pencil here. Everything feels cramped, or face is too stretched. Yeah, certainly I have the hair in the right spot. Try to use the hair. Line it. The edge of the face for this here. Down that, and then also line that. Does that look right? It does not. Rounder chin. No, the chin is more of a point. Am I doing wrong? There's a part that I'm doing wrong. It's always the chin. It's not oval enough. It's too straight. It's that's the dark line, which is smudge. Divide. I mean, yeah, if you're not a straight view, sure. If you were meant to be looking to the left, with the angle slightly different, sure, that would look somewhat okay. Because the mouth closer here, like this. But that's not what we're going, which would mean, like I can see where the mouth would be, but that's not what we're trying to draw, which means I need to move the chin over somehow. Let's draw the mouth. Maybe I can sit better if I see down. I don't know if the mouth needs. It's kind of wide though, not in a bad way. It's just yeah. Awesome. It's the way the tongue is. This type of shape, route curvature, like that. Then draw a tongue here, and the teeth are a little bit. It's not that big of a gap. And the part somewhere on this between the mouth, which feels right because the mouth is a little bit close. This is actually here. Does that look right? I want to say no. What is it that I am not? So you can help figure out. Maybe drawing the negatives. This is again. That looks too long. Like the gap makes sense. Did I draw the face wrong? Like I said, I think that would look fine if we were meaning to draw, a 3/4 face. The fact that we're not trying to draw that, we're trying to draw a straight skin. This. Open the hair. That. And then there's something wrong with the face. I don't know where it's wrong. I just know there's something wrong, which is the most frustrating part. It's like you can see it, but you can't tell where it's wrong. This side, let's say that side of the face. To make it match, it would be. She has this tiny spot. No, go back. See this spot right here, which is where I would say the cheek is from the eye. That curves, it goes slightly up, and then hides behind the hair. So this, but it's not that much of a line. It does kind of curve. It has more of a curvy part. Closer, not right neck, and attach. Here, angle, but the chin needs to be evenly among the two. That's what I'm saying. It looks best. Sure, that kind of fixes it a little more. Like I said, it's a little bit better. I don't know why we keep pressing its count. It's supposed to be light sketch and not light sketch count pencil lines. We've thickened the line. But later, still got the shoulder to do, which curves down and down. Do you want to finish the hair and the hat and the bows, or do the shoulder? Part of me, we will need to do the shoulder because it's going to match a lot with the accessories. If we get this gap and this gap, we might have to. I was hoping we spent like an hour on one. I mean, we haven't even finished the shoulders part. I'd like to get the first outline done tonight, and then I might have to attempt the others later. Does that match that? Because the bow here would then be here. And this here. You would twist that. It actually looks right here. Looks kind of long. Might have to extend the hair here if we're gonna match the light, right? How did it go wrong so fast? Like I said, there's not that much gap between here and here, and yet somehow we've made the gap huge on paper. If we were going with, should be this, yeah, long, but not this long, right? Because like if I sketch you back to normal, there's only a cursor height between these two. So, but it starts underneath the eye patch, which is right. This would be from here to the shoulder, which feels right. Which curve part, which is right next to the shoulder, is too long. That's too long. Of this is too. That is too long. It's right here. There we go. Slightly first. Okay, so the rest of the shoulder is in broad strokes, of course. And there's the gap. Part of your hair, which is and then it's sort of a short here and a long, which would mean just drawing you right here. Should I just because it's only a little bit of a flip above, behind the shoulder of the not the shoulder, the what do you call this part? Because this is your shoulder sleeve. I guess the shoulder. So it kinda, it's not that big of a line. It does. Okay. Before we get too far into this, I want to finish the bow up top so that we can get the bow and this hair started, because this gap is also important to do that. So here would be straight down here, and then to here, and here is where the bow starts. This shoulder. That looks about right. Why does the shoulder look super huge? Look like you got huge ass. Because in order like that, where your neck is gonna be super tiny, you're gonna have these shoulders. Let me show them. Move the scale. Maybe it can help me. This part. Okay. The shoulder, which should be about here. From the edge of this to the other side of the one scale, which means about halfway. Edge area is not the beginning. There. This is which mean here to here, which would mean from the edge of the how big is it's here to there. It's about a scale, but by the edge of here to the edge of the neck. There's you two. Again, that's here. Then make a bow, which fixes our shoulder. Oh, good. Then use this to have it touch. This is where the sleeve should be touching. Is that too wide of a shoulder? Because it kind of looks like you have your shoulders hunched up, right? Where this, they're more relaxed. So here, there we go. Now you're less hunched. And then right, just your matching eye. I swear I made the face as best as I can. Everything looks. The hair looks too far up, but the bottom of the face looks right, which means either the hair is just not in spot. I think it is based off the eyes, or there's something is amiss. I don't know what it is, but something is amiss. You know, like right here should be this spot, but that should be matched with here. But if I wanted to put you there, here, actually it would be seeing where my problem is. To have it match, which should be half the length, a little bit more than half actually, because it should only just small amount. Up, down, back up. But this is short, so here, but it should be touching the shoulder slightly. It's just again, this is what I mean is the hair, shoulder spot, the face. I struggle with perfection. Is the hair too short? Because I'm not that. Maybe that's the problem. Because it's not perfectly lined with the eye, but it is close. Which then here, little hair, here's this. But just as this is wider, this is losing. Match this part, but then it gets blocked. If this is your hair for the ponytail, the gap should start thin. This right as hair shoulder. That looks too wide. The hair shoulders the curves over here. The shoulder. That bot gap here doesn't line here, which means the gap. The shoulder. Where the shoulder is, because that's where the kind of matches. I guess it kind of looks fine. It doesn't fully look. You can see this right where the big hair is. And it's down. Here, it's up. About where safe hat would be this here. Not great at drawing, so the flower decoration is going to be like a circle. And the arch here. This is right. Cancel fails. Cancel. Graphite. Not really graphite because it's something else. I'm too tired to remember. This to here. Does that bow look right? It kind of looks fine. It's doing its like that makes the bow too thick. That's not where it bunches up because I'm here. But that would be the shoulder gap. Here would be shoulder there. Actually, this plenty of room. Unlike the other hair, which is close to it, this one has plenty of room. So back. What's this? But there's 1, 2, 3 curves. Up 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically counts and kind of it's you. It's sort of a straighter line, but then this line gets serve you now. Next the bow. Widen this down. Should be slightly wider. I don't know how it's too cramped. Then there's this. That's supposed to be jacket. Should then correlate here. Shoulder hair. Yes. No. It kind of matches because the matches where the shoulder would be about. Well, that's a little excessive. Coming this way. That I can use you, but like I said, this should come here. But that would mean that the hair needs to go over. If we were digitally drawing, I could probably slap it. Can't. I'd have to erase it. Stress means the arm. Or this doesn't mean the arm. It bunches up tiny. This is the chest race. Case arm. The brunchy minor part. This is it. That looks like a huge arm. It's the wrinkles. Yeah, the crinkles would have to do right now. Line there. There's the line there. Just like that. The waist arms. That match. Let's do the other side. Other side, because it's mostly lines. That's the sleeve, which match the here, which would match with the jacket. So that's actually pretty nice. Match curves out this to shorten the arm sleeve. Not fill the gap for the arm. So let's move this because this waist has about the same starting point. To start you here, the arm that way, or the what's it called? You know what it's called? Corset. It's corset. And the arm. Does the arm come this way? Yes. Goes that should be the down. Be this. This should start around the leave that triangle. They should be the same. This matches there. That matches there. Bridges to here. And the arm starts. And you have us. And you have the button-up part, the stripes here and here. Because they'll right. If I've lined you up right, it should curve down here, straight out, or it should start there. I've done you right. It should curve in there here. Damn it. Whack. Right. That would be a very short here to match. Looks like a tooth, but have the top of the corset here, which would mean that you should hear that. I feel like that makes the arm way longer, stretched out than it should. And the here underneath the twist, which I guess matches this back. Yes, that's the skirt part of your hand. The elbow, maybe not that drastic. No. Okay. Now, here, where they want to line this up, is gonna stretch it down to the edge, because your dress would come to ruffle there, ruffle over here, and then this one goes down. The second inner line, interlocked, it's just laced together, both about that here, and slides further, boom, down. And the pointy part, furthest point, the clock. This is really give us some clock rest. And I gotta do that hands. Didn't his hands yet. We're doing a jibber. That's a see this there. The bows here. Why did you have to make so many bows? Like actually that part's right where the hands. So the hand sleeve is throwing me. Oh, the ruffles could be. And then is that a part of this? That's the rest of the hair. Okay, I was thinking it might be a very long ribbon, but no, it's part of the here. That is gonna do tyrannic. It's kind of short here, and then bent and curved here. Kinda works. It's more that stays, and the golden little cuffs. And for that's difficult. Yeah, there. I'm gonna have to zoom in on the hand. That makes it more pickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4, which means the thumb is like this. So the thumb is overlapped with this. The two hands are that. Man, my hand's cramping up just doing this. This. I could just cut off right here. No. Easy cuts. What we see is imperfection. Let's start with that. How thick is that wrist glove? That makes it versus this part here, which connects to the pinky cap. Next, the hair will come. This is part of the hair. The last part is this. Looks like you're holding something, which is not but hand better. This is here. Which hand is kind of on this curve here. I don't because it's not super. No, I mean yes, but no, it's so it's just you can you is about but the right, because otherwise on here she's either the thumb is kind of hidden by the other side of the hand. Think of it like that, or she's doing this. It doesn't look like her palm is rotated though, but the longer finger is the longest. I guess if I was standing like this, I'd have the palm up, facing down towards the like I'm brushing off my. Think of it like she's brushing off her skirt, wiping at the skirt, which would be the hand is. Correct like that. I'm gonna leave that like that. Fidget too much. It's the hair. It's actually first of the skirt layer here, which works very well. Hair, just so that I hair. Then you got this thumb. That's what that is. Swoops down. The closest to the V part. How? V, but right, it gets smaller here and then wider there, which works well. Decent skirt and a point, but that's here. Okay, second spin. Super thin, right where the legs are. It's here. It's not for the legs. So good. Let's finish the hair because I think if I do that, I position of. I do hate when there's a slip sort of way. It makes it's kind of okay. Now the twirly hair. This. No, I may have drawn you too big. Even though it says you should fully fit, I clearly made an error. This is where I would continue the leg, and then this legs. Please forgive me for having to zoom in on your knee. Hip. Right, because your hip would be about. That should draw you with thicker thighs. Draw you with hip is actually more skirt. Again, this. Somehow drawing you too big. Some more thread here. Legs, because this is where your caps be right there, which the leg right where the teeth should be. Stare really closely at your legs. Give me kind of cones. Cavity from there to scale the knee. I think the calf. I have enough to do the calf because if I bring you down, which means I definitely have enough to do because the inch is right where the band finishes. I may have made this too thin of a line. Doesn't help that I don't know quite. Say this is where the band is. Nothing here. Here, skirt, right where this connects to half the legs. No legs. Oh, like, that's my entire paper. Somehow I have drawn you like that, which means, right, sorry, I'm just trying to move this. But widened this part to the point that but I feel like everything makes sense. That makes sense. The gap there makes sense. What about the legs that are causing such a gap? Start to narrow, which means here it look like a knee. This knee. I'll draw myself crazy. I think my legs are right. Just somehow screwed. What did I screw up? Did I make the dress too long? How long from the, let's say, the bottom of this point, about this to the edge of the thing? Oh, we've made you. So you'd actually have to test here. Actually made. What's funny is I think I made your dress second skirt longer. This is the front is shorter. The front actually goes right here because it's like ruffles out, comes in, so it's the widest start just here. It's what I can do. I know it's supposed to spiral, but the spiral, and then the clock. Can I do the clock? 10, 9. Somehow made you wider in certain areas. Thinner. No, I think I'm using a counterpoint, so it's just too thick of a graphite. 2 hours. Think. Best thing. About here. About here. Yeah, outline where I put like kind of trying to debate if I should save the other ones for next video. Let me pull them up and see. Just, you have a lot of ruffles. Nothing too. Is there anything that's just as complicated as probably? Because you're looking differently than the others, but that should be fine. You have full hands. You. I just noticed something about they have this sleeve thing, which I've never seen in an actual outfit before. Has it too. To be fair, I did choose someone with a lot of decoration, but that's my fault. Very detailed. I would go with more ribbons. Why must you be ribbons? You will take another 3 hours because of how complicated your outfit is. It's a lot of lines that I'd have to deal right now. So the debate is either go with you or I think I could do you. Phrasing it better, I think the outfit for you would be different. There's also not a lot of gaps because of the hair. But I'd have to get all the lines of the hair right so that everything looks not like a one blob. Otherwise it will all look like a big blob. I think I'm gonna save the others for different streams. Yeah, but I think it was too ambitious for me to try and do all of it in one. Yeah, because next will be maybe Miku. That's a lot of lines for the hair. But Narissa has a lot of lines for the outfit, the fluff on the sleeves, and if I'm gonna do the weapons, the leather, different pants thing, you might be my best bet actually. The complicated part of it, you, is making sure everything doesn't look like one blob. Where you guys have a more complicated outfit that requires a lot of lines and racing back and forth between the neck and the shoulder, and you have a lot of detail in the outfit. Yeah, so you will be next. Like I said, I want to get the sketch part out. Yes, that should work. Okay. We'll upload this to. I still want to get the. I'm gonna look up the Marine. That sounds. The E to an A sounds like Spanish. I don't know if that's the same way you would say it in Japanese. That type of accent, but want to look at your image. Not video, sorry, image. Let's see if I can get the patch. It's gotta be one of just the eye patch, right? No? That seems odd. Oh, come on. You have an eye patch in 4 of these, but I can't see what the eye patch design is? No. Someone's stuff. There. It's a heart. Oh, it's a heart. It looks like half of a skull. You're killing me here, one. You're killing me here. There must be, if someone were to cosplay as you, right, they would need the eye patch. So someone should have a picture of the eye patch as part of like a cosplay outfit. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing boots. I'm seeing the hat. I'm seeing the jacket. But the eye patch is just as important, isn't it? Unless I'm wrong. Looked up the eye patch. Not seeing it. Like there's the okay. What's a good way to look at the eye? I mean, yeah. Okay, so you have a different color eye. That's the one that has the eye patch, right? I guess it's part of the lore. I haven't looked into the lore yet. You know what she kind of reminds me of is the anime where the sounds like the clock in one eye. If you guys leave it in the comments. I've been right about something. Okay, maybe the eye patch. Okay, wrong. Press. That's a different eye patch. She changed the eye patch. Okay, so it used to be a heart covered with an arrow. I think it's still a heart with an arrow. Just a different design. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, that's the old eye patch. Yellow heart, golden arrow. It's kind of poetic that it's a yellow heart over the yellow eye. Oh, it's not expression. It's not. Nope. No. There's a lot with the old eye patch. Not a lot with the new one. I wonder how recent it is though. There's not that many pictures of it, right? There's only a few with the red one. A lot with no eye patch. A lot with a eye patch, but not the one I'm looking for. So that's the other eye patch. To proceed. The old patch. No patch, no patch, no patch, no patch, no patch. The other type of patch. I'm supposed to draw you like the thing. If most of your designs have the opposite eye patch that I'm looking for. That's the one. Flower, maybe? Could it be like a rose? I mean, there's a bunch of roses on the outfit. It wouldn't surprise me then if it's a rose on the eye patch. Because it would be very frustrating to draw. I could look up. Okay. There's only one. Someone must have cosplayed eye patch, right? I mean, obviously that's the one I'm looking at right now. So, how do you not have the eye patch? You son of eye patch, eye patch. Ooh. Okay. Clearly, this is a new eye patch because it's not in a lot of stuff. But like I said, that's definitely a heart. That looks like a bow. Of course it's a bow. That's what it is, isn't it? It's a heart with a bow. That's it. It's a heart with a bow, and that's where the bow crosses. They somewhat figured it out. Don't know how to draw that. That's a lot of detail for. I think I have too big of a graphite because it's gonna look blob if I try and draw it. But if I don't draw it, then it's just a blank eye, which it's not. That's the old eye patch. Should be easy to see because like 90% of them are the old one. Heart with an arrow. So we're in a conundrum. Do I draw a different model? Or do I leave it blank? I think it's gonna be detailed. Maybe if this was a digital art, I could do notes. Arrow. Done. What? Man, what? Oh, I wanted to fix that part right before we move on. There was a part that I need to fix because I that get that. And we're done. I guess that's the difference between so much detail. Okay. Yes. And then tomorrow we will and then we'll do stuff 2 and so leave it with ink.